Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my amazing co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, mate? You alright, bud?
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. How are things with yourself?
All good, yeah, absolutely fine, no issues. Nearly the weekend, which is always great. The weather's calmed down a bit now on it, so we've had a bit of rain, which has helped, but yeah, no boiling heat, which is brilliant. But yeah, apart from that, mate, all good my end, not too bad. We'll start as we always do, mate, with Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast. We're their sponsor this season. Wish them well for the new season ahead. If you're into non-league football, go ahead and subscribe and have a look like for them on YouTube. They're on there and they're also all over social media. Hello, Rod. Thank you for being with us, mate. We're also sponsored by Oddballs. You can go to myoddballs.com. Go and have a look at them, and you can buy our underpants on there. You can buy all sorts of underpants on there, or socks, or scarves, or bobble hats, whatever it is. They've got you covered there for mainly for winter times, to be fair. But I do like their boxers, Scouse. And we're also sponsored by Fusion Therapeutics, which is northwitchphysio.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatment with a focus on holistic care, dedicated to improving your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. Team offer specialist injection therapy and non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, Manchester or Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512 013, or you can book online and they'll be happy to advise you further. Also, you can go across to bleedingburgundy.com, go and have a look at that. If you're into the print format of reading what's going on with the Commanders, there's new writings going up there every week. So yeah, go across on that. I have switched rooms, Scott G. I'm back in the box room, which is good. Hopefully my internet will hold out. So we'll see what happens, mate. So just needed to get closer to the Wi-Fi router for the last few weeks.
Have you been demoted again?
Yeah, banished, mate. Banished to the back bedroom. Yeah, you know how it goes, mate. Yeah. So yeah. That NFL logo is hideous. Which one? This one here, or I don't know.
That one,
or that one on your hat, probably, Scouse, to be fair. But there you go. So we'll get into the news, mate, to be fair. First bit of news that we can talk about is the Commanders yesterday, from an IG post originally from the man himself, and then followed up by various insiders. Schefter and Ian Rappaport and all them lot said we've signed Von Miller to a 1-year deal. We're still unaware of what the costing of it, but it's believed to be the vet minimum deal, so I can't see this being a very expensive deal. Obviously, we'll highlight what Von Miller has done. If you don't know who Von Miller is, what rock have you been hiding on? He's one of the greatest edge rushers of the NFL still playing. However, that was probably 5 to 7 years ago, Scouts, if we're being honest. We'll go through who he's been with. He's been with the Broncos, he's been with the Rams, been with the Buffalo Bills, and now obviously with ourselves. He is 36 years of age. Obviously could be a concern there. Out of Texas A&M, he is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a Super Bowl MVP. He was the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2011, a 3-time first-team All-Pro, 4-time second-team All-Pro, 8th-time Pro Bowler, an NFL 2010s All-Decade Team. He won the Butkus Award in 2012, and he is he was a first consensus All-American back in 2009. His stats: total tackles so far in the NFL, 581, 129.5 sacks, 27 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries, 24 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and 2 TDs. Obviously, looking at his stats and figures, his last major season where he was amazing was Denver back in 2017, where he came up with 2018, where it was 14.5 sack season. Obviously, since then he's had 8, 4.5, 5, 9.5, 8, 0 in 2023, but that was injury concerns. He was out for the whole season. And then last year, 6 sacks for the Buffalo Bills. What are your thoughts, mate, on signing of Von Miller?
What's he like? You thought he played 12 games in 23?
Yes, he did actually. Lying to you, 23, but he didn't get a single sack.
That's what I read. Yeah.
When did he do? I'm looking at his thing here. It was ACL was 2022, so it was in November 2022. So that's probably why he only played 12 games and he was back to testing it, I would have thought.
Yeah, and the thing is as well is that he didn't. To be fair, his last two seasons, he's not actually started a game. Now I get it, his age, I get it. And he is a pass rusher and third down and all the rest. That's what he's going to be at. I understand that, but it's like if this was Von Miller 5 years ago, then yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This would make a move the needle move. I always talk about, does it move the needle? Now, is he an upgrade on what we've got a pass rusher? Yes, even now at 36, he still is. So, so again, you could say we have upgraded our defense. So, what's not
agreed.
Really, what's not to like about it?
Exactly what James says here. He says, I can't see why anyone would not like the Miller signing. Who else is there that we can pick up as a free agent that could really make a difference? I completely agree. The only people left were probable mercenaries. You know, your likes of your Jadeveon Clowneys, your Preston Smiths, the Zadarius Smiths of the world. They're not going to give you much either than a 36-year-old Von Miller. At least this guy knows where and how to sack a quarterback. Do you know what I mean? If you look at that resume, I get it. You know what I mean? I understand why they've done this. But at the same time, I can see the concerns that you may have and other fans may have. Well, he's 36. He's got a lot of injury history. He hasn't started games. He doesn't, go in as many downs as you'd like. But that's probably not what he's here for. We've just got to hope that he stays healthy and he's put in the best positions to do what he needs to do. If it's an obvious situational pass, get him out then and let him make a difference.
Yeah, and it's probably the same with Dante Fowler, wasn't it? Really? Yeah, Dante Fowler was a lot younger, but he was the same kind of thing. He was a situational pass rusher. So we've kind of, I say, have we improved it? Yes, because Fowler left. All depends, say, what he's got left. I think that's the other thing as well. What's he got left in the tank? For example, Nick Ballore is actually the same age. And you don't realize how old he is. Yeah. So, but he played at an amazing level last year. So his age was just a number. See what I mean? Because I bet you didn't even think he was 36, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't know that. And for a one year deal, there's no risk, Scouse, is there?
No, I mean there's no risk. I mean there's only technically upside on this. If he doesn't give us any sacks, okay, fine. It's a bit of a bummer, but it's also going to be a great leader guy in the locker room as well. Him and Bobby Wagner. They're going to teach these young lads how to do it properly. And people like who's the interior rusher?
Johnny Newton or Dietrich Wise?
Johnny Newton. They're not pass rushers. Newton is. So Newton. To be fair, he might even teach Louvu a few things as well. I've actually be even more effective rushing the passer. So, I don't hate it. I mean, I'm not amazed by it. I'm not buzzing by it, but I'm not upset either. It's just one of them things of let's hope he's anything. I expect anything more than 2 or 3 sacks, then you're getting a bonus out of it.
Especially if it is the vet minimum deal, as is being reported. That is next to nothing. Do you know what I mean? To sign him on for a season. It's clear, he's like, I've got to go to a contender, and it's weird to think that we're on a contender. I mean, it does bump the age up of the team. And Yam put a question to us. I'll just find it here. He was saying, does the team getting older mean that, or being the oldest concern you? I mean, we'll come back to that question later, but the average age at the moment of the team is 27.52, and the next nearest is the Steelers at 26.82, and they have a 41. They have a 41-year-old quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. And the thing is, as well, does that include Von Miller signing yet? Because he hasn't signed.
Yeah, that does. That's when you include him in. It's like, okay, I get it. Will, thank you for being with us, mate. Appreciate you being here. Obviously, looking at his injury history, I mean, if we go right back, I've got it here. 27th of November 11, he had a hand, thumb torn, ligament grade 1. Then in 2013, he got a ACL knee tear grade 3. Then in 2019, MCL sprain grade 2. So he nursed a sprained MCL in his left knee, and he sat out week 13's win over the Chargers. Then in 2020, it was...
So he had a grade 2 MCL and only missed 1 game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's some crazy shit right there.
That is mad. Then he had a pedial ankle ligament tear, grade 3. Injured his ankle tendon during Broncos practice. He underwent surgery to address the issue and was out. That was games missed 11, so he missed 11 games because of that. And then in 2022, he tore his knee again. So this was a grade 3 ACL, and he had surgery on December the 6th. That made him miss 10 games. And then the next one after that was a knee meniscus tear, which again took him out for 10 games. That was in 2022. Went down at Ford Field on Thanksgiving week 12. So I'm looking at that, it was the same day. So he's done meniscus tear and ACL at the same time.
Now the thing is, so obviously his knees
that's
are
going to
back.
happen, isn't it? Yeah, his knee's knackered. It's the same knee as well every time. So
is it the same knee?
Yeah,
right.
same knee and the ankle ligament in the same leg. So it's all in the left leg.
Yeah, so that's definitely a big weakness there. People don't I mean, if people out there don't know the gradings, grade 2 is kind of like a 50% tear.
Yeah.
A grade 3 is a full rupture, so a full complete tear, which normally needs surgery of some sort to put it back together. As you mentioned there, the ACL grade 3, so he's done it twice, and he's done one of his ligaments in his ankle before he ruptured it, and they needed to get that surgically repaired as well. So. These are big injuries, and he's getting older. So again, can you rely on this guy to be available 10, 15, 20 games? No, you can't expect him to be available. Even that situational pass rush, 3rd and 4th downs, for example, you just can't expect him to be like the kind of, the old Von Miller. Do you know what I mean? You can't expect that. So I say it's. Yeah, does he help out? Yes, he does. He helps us. He does help us, but he's not gonna make any great. He's not gonna move. He's not gonna take us from here to here. Do you know what I mean? That's just not his game anymore. So.
No, but I think as you touched on it before, and I think you were right in what you're saying. The experience of him being in the locker room, being the dude that's been there, seen it, done it. I mean, this guy's he's a 2-time Super Bowl winner, and he's a Super Bowl MVP. It's not often that you can look back and say, this dude's got well over 120 sacks in his career. He knows what he's doing. He's not.
The guy's also respected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy's also respected around the league. So these youngsters who are in our squad, they're probably loving this deal, thinking, "Oh man, they're going to learn so much from this guy." And I hope that's mostly his main role is going to be that more than actually hoping that he's going to give us. 8 to 10 sacks, which is what last year he got 6, didn't he? I think it was
6.
Earlier.
If you can get to 6 again, that's good. And if he plays 10 games and he gets to 6, I'm happy with that. But the 10 games you need are towards the end of the season, not at the beginning.
And the thing is, unfortunately, his body's going to break down. That's the problem because when you look at his actual stats in playoff games, he doesn't do much. So which means that he's either injured or he's not, or he's just not, he just hasn't done anything. So, for example, he was at Buffalo for the last 3 seasons, and they were obviously, they were in the playoffs every year. So, and he didn't, and I think he hasn't got a sack. He hasn't got a sack in the playoffs for Buffalo. So that is a bit there. So again, to say, is his body broken down? Is he carrying injuries, which he probably was, so is at that time. There's loads of different scenarios to it, but I mean, I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about it.
I think it's a good deal for what you had left on the market. They've obviously addressed it and said, we'll bring him in for a year. Was it what we wanted going into the off season? Was it what we wanted going into the draft? No, but this is where we are. This is where we are now.
I mean, it's like anything. I know we're probably going to touch on it further down the line on this pod, but like the age and stuff like that of the team. Well, that's showing that we're trying to win now. And getting a Von Miller in for 1 year is trying to win now.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Trying to hope there's a bit of carryover with the youngsters once he does leave after this season. Same B-Wag, stuff like that. You don't know if he wants to stay after this year. He might want to retire. He's got other aspirations as well, B-Wags. So there's different things at play there, and you'd like to hope that McGee's and maybe the Madrano after this season might be ready to step up, and That's the hope. If you're a Peters or you're a DQ, that's what you're hoping for. These guys can teach those guys to take over. And so I say he's worth his money just for his experience alone and his mentorship. If say to vet minimum, it's a good deal.
I think so too. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe. Obviously, please give us a shout out. 7 new subscribers last week, so thank you to everybody who did subscribe. We're trying to beat that algorithm and get ourselves to 500. So we are officially Scouse, the UK's largest subscribed Commanders pod. So come out and give us a follow and like. So it's worth doing. Thank you everybody who's joined us today. We'll get on to Will in a minute with your question, because that's exactly where we were going next. The Terry McLaurin contract situation. Obviously, I got a 17 jersey on today just because I knew this was coming. The standoff continues, as the podcast is called, and we said, what's next for the Commanders and for Terry? Obviously, you must have seen on social media and the various videos and journalists putting questions to Terry. He's frustrated. You can see he's frustrated, and there is an impasse. The communication hasn't been good from his part. Talking to the media, I don't think is always the right way to go, but you can see that he is frustrated and annoyed and wants to get paid, which I do think it still gets done. As Miles has said here, he thinks the Terry deal will be done by the 22nd now that we've built the pass rusher. Yeah, I agree with Will, but I do think it does get done. I think it's just what he wants to get paid is not what Adam Peters thinks he should get paid, and this is part of the problem here. The fan base is obviously at their wits' end now about losing Terry, or what are we going to do without him, what are we going to pay him, what not. Where are you sitting with it now?
Don't forget, Terry did this last time as well.
Mm-hmm.
He felt like nothing was getting done, so he forced the envelope a little bit by speaking into the media, and that's exactly what he's done this time as well. Now, don't get me wrong, if I'm a player like Terry or any player who's like supposedly well respected and and your contract's up, at the end of the season, and you want to be getting paid an extension because you want to stay, which is exactly what Terry said. If I'm in that situation, I want the club to be talking to me in this off season, saying, yeah, this is what we're going to do, blah blah blah. Well, according to Terry, they haven't spoken to him for over a month. So that month in the off season, that's really going to piss me off. Is that like Terry's thinking? Do they even really respect me? They haven't even spoke to me. Hendrickson said the same thing about the Bengals as well, about themselves there. Now I understand that you might say, well, this is how the NFL works and this is how it always gets played. Look at the Trey Smith one from the
other day. Yeah.
That deal was done with half an hour spare. Yeah, to see what I mean, like of what was going to happen. So, but again, like nothing really gets forced until teams get forced into it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, Peter's probably thinking, I can still wait another 6 weeks, another 2 months, something like that. But the thing is, the players are going to start getting pissed off because you're treating Terry, one of the main guys, like that. They're not going to be happy when it's their turn to come for a contract negotiation because you're thinking that they're going to do the same thing to you. So that's going to worry some players. I'm more worried about the players themselves more than, say, the fans and what we care about it. And of course, I think. Obviously I'm guessing, but probably at least 90% of the fan base want to keep Terry. There's only certain, even at a high level money, even if it was a $33 million deal, every per year.
Which I think it will be.
I think
it'll be a 3-year, $100 million contract. That's where I think we're going.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right. But don't forget that it's about as important.
Mm-hmm.
You can't win shit without a wide receiver one. It's simple as that. You can't do it. You just can't do it. So, because for example, let me just take Terry out the game for now and just say we don't get anybody else in. We trade Terry for whatever, and then so what have you got there now? You've got Debo now being your wide receiver one.
Yeah,
that's an instant drop off. Then if you've got Ubi 3 to go to 2, that would be what?
Jalen Lane, probably.
No, or Brown.
Brown, yeah.
Again, he did okay, the wide receiver 2, but he's not. He's not really wide receiver 2. Then you got your Lane in the slot. McCaffrey, again, you don't know what you're going to get with this guy yet. You know, these guys are all the unknowns still. So if everyone's moving up a spot, the wide receiver 4 is now 3, the 3 is now 2, the 2 is now 1. That room looks completely different.
Yeah.
In a bad way. Not in a good way, in a bad way. So, you know, everybody will be able to key in. The defense will be able to make Jaden struggle. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much he's running for his life because our guys can't get open. Because our wide receiver 1 is going up against the best cornerback in their team. Yeah? You see what I mean? And Debo's not really a pure out-and-out receiver, as you know. No, he's jack of all trades guy. So, it's like, mate, that would be really fucking bad if we don't get Terry signed up. He makes the whole offense tick. People don't realize how important.
The thing is, though, I get this and I understand it, but he has another year in his contract. Irrespective, he's got this year to play. Yeah, but he's got this year to play. So irrespective, the team still holds all the cards. And this is the issue here. I mean, Scott G's put a good question in saying that no contact was when players were away. Agreed, people were on holiday. That's
but what stops... no, Peters is not going to be on holiday for the full month.
No, I know that, but it doesn't stop a phone call to his agent, does it?
Or a text
or
directly. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? Like, even a chat to the agent, nothing. You know what I mean? So when those things don't happen, it shows a lack of respect. I think it does show a lack of respect. In the day, you're a Washington player. You're a Washington player, but you're a Washington player 24/7. You're not a Washington player just for fucking 8 months of the year. You're a Washington player out even when you're back at home in Indianapolis, where he's from. See what I mean? Like, and that includes the ownership and the general manager and everybody else, the coaches.
You're always representing the team. I get that. I mean, Scott G is saying you can tag him as well, so the team is in control. Yeah, we can tag him, but it's at the moment the tag is just over 30 million. So what I'm saying there is, 30 million is the tag, mate. Genuinely, yeah. Yep, $30 million.
No, but I think it's less than that.
But
I'll go to you. I'll refer to you. But I'm sure it's 28, and that's next year, not this year's. But anyway, for wide receiver, that is, you know. But anyway.
Yeah, for receiver, I think it's 30 mil. And that was from Kime. That's where I was listening to that earlier. So
the way I read it on Spot Track, it was like, because I read about this a couple of days ago, and it was just like it's 24 for wide receiver franchise tag now, and it's 28 million for projected for next season, which is when Terry's tag will be on. If that makes sense. But again, whatever. Cam's right, I'm wrong. Yeah,
Scott's maybe, I don't know. Scott's got a good point. He said, when does Terry enter the diva room?
Well,
I don't think he's ever going to be a diva. I don't think he's like that. I just think he genuinely wants to hear from the team.
Yeah, I think the problem with Terry is that it's hard when you go in the media because you can say it either way.
Yeah,
for example,
he always comes out.
Yeah. What did he say first? His first thing he said is he loves being here. He wants to stay longer. He bought his first house here with his missus, etc.
Yeah.
Now, that makes you lose some actual power in the negotiation. Because now Peters knows that you want to stay. Like, really want to stay. So Peters can go, well, actually, I can lowball you a bit more now. I might have to go to say, I might be able to get you a 30 instead of 33. See what I mean? There's stuff like that. And those things are all going to take, even though he didn't mean to probably say that or to lose a bit of control in negotiation, he's probably saying that he just want to piss off the fans. And he does want to stay. You see what I mean? So that's the problem that when you go in the media, you can think of it either way. You can think of it either way, and you can argue it either way, the whole conversation that he had. So it's a tough one, man. Tough one. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree with you. It is a tough one, but I think we've just got to get it done. I really do, and I think Peters knows that as well. I think he knows that we've got to get it done. I mean, would you lose? Maybe we'll come back to this in a minute. James Bell here obviously put a thing in saying, at what point do we give him a take it or leave it offer? It's got to be soon, James. It's got to be this week.
I mean, technically, for me, you could do it in August.
Yeah.
You could do it in August at the latest, because he's not going to play any preseason games. Let's face it. He doesn't need to. The offense is still the same. He's not going to miss out on the reps. He knows, the combination between him and Jaden is like that anyway. So he's got there's going to be no qualms that he could hit the ground running first game. Do you know what I mean? If he's signed a new deal, ready to go. Yeah. So I'm not worried about that. I do think, though, you're probably looking at August, kind of like after the first preseason game, probably. It's kind of
that's true. That's true. Will is saying he doesn't want to miss camp, and that's the only reason he went to the media. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you, mate. I think that's the right thing.
I mean, of course, Terry wants to be there, but if you're going to force his hand, he's not going to be there. That's what he said.
Was it 50 grand a day? 50 grand a day fine.
Exactly, but what's that? 50 grand a day. He loses how many days? How many days is camp? 20 days, 10 days, whatever it is. $500,000.
Yeah.
What's $500,000 when you're negotiating a $33 million a year deal?
True.
Absolutely nothing. The drop in the bucket, and that's the reason why they do it. That's the reason why the players hold out or sit in or whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah. So because they know, short-term pain, but I'm going to get a long-term gain off it.
Yeah, the reason I think that Will, with his earlier suggestion, was right on here is he was saying now we've got the edge rusher sorted. In their opinion, we've brought someone in from external who can do a job. This is why I think Terry gets done quickly, because now you know what you've brought in numbers-wise, cap-wise, how much money we've got to spend, and then at the same time you can lower the cap by setting this extension off and saying, right, we'll lower the cap for this year and we'll bring it back in next year. So you've got a bit more money to spend, and you're not necessarily going into next season's cap as it would be. Because it's a lot to give out. When was the last time we had to give out $30+ million on a receiver?
Or on anyone? I don't think we've ever done it.
True, yeah.
Oh, besides Hainsworth, I'd say Fat Albert.
Yeah,
but
Fat Albert.
Besides him, I don't think anyone was even close to 30.
I don't think we've ever paid anyone anywhere near that.
A quarterback like Cousins on the tag. Even then, it wasn't 30, was it, at them days? No. It was less than that for the franchise tag. So, I don't think we've ever paid anyone $30 million. But the thing is, though, as you said there, and what Will mentioned, now we do have the rusher, and he says he's a vet minimum, probably laden with incentives. If he does well, he probably get $5 million.
Yeah.
So now you can factor that in, but also you've got that. I'd say we're probably not going to get Hendrickson now. We're not probably going to go out and trade for one of those big boys.
Yeah,
they're done, which means that we're not paying 25-30 million a year for those guys. So which then opens up Terry for this contract. So again, it could get done in a day.
I think this gets done next week. I think this time next week we'll be sitting here on this pod and Terry will have signed his deal. I honestly think that's going to happen. I really do think that's going to happen.
I'm not panicking. Yeah, I'm not panicking. I'll be panicking in August if it's still happening in August. I'll be like, whoa, what are you doing? Like another month's time, I'll be like, whoa, what's the situation here?
When's the cut off when you start thinking, oh shit, is he actually going to play for us this year?
When is the trade deadline? I'm on Google now. Actually.
I don't know when the trade deadline is, but when do you start thinking, right, this is not good?
I'm saying mid-August.
Before the season starts?
Yeah, I'm saying mid-August. Like, after probably second game, pre-season game. Now, I know he's not going to play any of them, but it's that thing, I'm just trying to find it. Where it is, actually.
Rod, I agree with you. I think it will be done before the AP presser. I think you're right there as well, mate. I think.
Oh well.
Is it October the deadline, or is it before that?
I think it's before that. I think it's like week 8 or week 7.
It might be. Yeah.
I could be wrong. I can't see it, man. I don't know what it is. Someone will probably tell us, man, before I find it.
I hope so. Keep us right.
Yeah. So you've got. I'm just gonna scroll through a little bit.
Always the way, innit? Love technology. If you're listening, now's a good time to think. Now's a good time to think about giving us a review. If you're listening to it on Spotify, or if you are, listening to it on Apple Podcasts, we appreciate you. What's really annoying is at the moment, Scouse, is we get most of our audience through Apple. When they download the pod, which is fine. People have iPhones. People, use that to walk around with. But Spotify, we're doing terribly at the minute for some reason. I don't know why. So if you've got the time, go over and please give us a review.
Trade deadline's the 4th of November, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, okay, there you
go. Trade anybody like that. But there you go. We'll sit as well.
Thank you, Will. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
4 p.m. November the 4th. Happy days.
Yeah. Now again, obviously the thing is here with Terry is, if he's going to continue to hold out, if you don't give him the contract that he's after, or that he's happy to sign, he can go wait out the whole season. if he really wanted to.
Yeah, he could do. Yeah,
Okay, he wouldn't get paid, which obviously would mess him up a little bit. But
and it's non-eligibility then, isn't it, as well?
yes, but again, I think it's like after a certain amount of time, like he could miss the first 5 games or something like that, 6 games, and he could still get that 1 year of eligibility if he comes back. So, I mean, I'm not saying he'll do that. I mean, he doesn't seem the type of guy that would do that. But the thing is, the way you've got to understand is that you mentioned there about Terry with like kind of he's got 1 year left on his deal. Yeah, he does. The thing is that I say he's going to hit 30 when that season starts. There's no way he's going to play in that deal 1 year left. Imagine if he gets hurt. He's never going to get a big contract again, ever. So why the hell would I be risking it for $15 million? That's what he's getting paid this year.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I be risking it all for 1 year deal, $15 million, when I'm going to be 30 at the start? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm his agent, I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, no, you're not playing on that shit. You know what I mean? You're not playing on that. And, if you're not going to pay me, trade me. And then,
very true.
Would you then call him a diva? I don't know if you're going to call him a diva, because it's just about getting his money. And this, unfortunately, the NFL works this way. Players have to do shit like this to be able to get paid. You have to force your hand at times, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. He's kept quiet. He's kept professional. He's done everything that's ever asked of him over 5 years, or whatever the hell how long he's been here for. Longer than that, I think. What else does he need to prove? What else does he need to do? Now, the thing is, it's like, well, new ownership. Okay, I'm going to force your hand. You haven't spoke to me for a while. Well, I'm going to start saying shit in the media. Still respectful, but giving him a kick up the arse in the media.
This is no different to anybody else who's wanting a contract.
No.
TJ Watt's the same. Hendrickson's the same. Everybody's the same.
Breaking news 1 minute ago: TJ Watt agrees terms on a 3-year, $123 million extension.
Woo!
There you go.
Then.
Yeah.
Hence why we signed Von Miller. AP must have just got off the phone and been like, "Yes, sorry about that, Steelers. Yeah, cheers. We'll get out of the race. Thanks."
Yeah. You don't want Terry anymore? No. All right, then fine. Yeah, we'll.
Well, that's one thing though. That narrows it down now even more. And for a trading partner, if that's where things are going. The other thing I think that forced Terry's hand, I think this week, was the Garrett Wilson deal as well. I mean, if you saw that extension as well for New York,
what was it? What was the overall on that? Because
it was massive.
I don't think it was as big as people think.
I don't know.
Contract. Let's get the Google on. Let's get Mr. Google on.
Yeah. I think we need to get Google on for that, but yeah, it's just... Yeah, it was only the other day, wasn't it, like with that I saw it, but...
Multi-year...
90 million. 90 million. So it's a 4-year, $130 million contract extension that includes 90 mil guaranteed.
So 4-year, 90 mil, basically, because everything else is just a fake number, right?
Yeah,
right?
And then it's... No, so 4 years, 130, but 90 mil guaranteed. Marks the first time in NFL history that receiver receives an average over 31 million after playing only 3 seasons.
Yeah, so, I mean, they've done that on purpose, because if he bought out this year, it'd be a hell of a lot more expensive to get his extension done then.
Yes, Will said it there. It's 32.5 mil a year for Wilson.
Yeah, and the Wilson is what? He's not done anything. He's done nothing what Terry's done.
No. That's what I'm saying. 30. That's what I'm saying. 3-year, $33 million deal, or 33 and a bit. It's 100 mil.
But I think that's what you're going to get. I think that this is the bare minimum here. I think looking at the 33 mil.
Would you say 70 mil guaranteed? More than that, 80.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put it on a decent, because I think most players only care about the guaranteed, because at the end of the day,
yeah, because that's what you're gonna get. Yeah. If you're injured, that's what you're getting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's that as soon as it comes towards the end of the contract, where it's backloaded, because I bet Garrett's is probably
100%. That's got 2 or 3 voyages in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that all that money's in backloaded, but then all of a sudden you don't get that money because that's not guaranteed. So what do? Then you renegotiate with you. See what I mean? So that's what we'll do again in a few years' time with Wilson or whoever. Yeah. So that's why I go off the guaranteed. So really for me, Wilson's is a 90 million 4-year deal. Because they will renegotiate again if he's still playing well in that time.
Of course, so yeah.
So forget about the extra 40 mil that's potentially going to be there. It's not. Right. So when you're looking at from Garrett, from Terry's side of things, he's probably going to want like that kind of deal. That's what he's probably going to want. A 4-year deal, 3-year deal, but with a good 90 mil guaranteed. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's probably going to get. Yeah, I understand that as well. I understand that about Garrett Wilson being younger. And don't forget, he's only been, as you mentioned, he's been in the league 3 years.
3 years.
This is the first time receivers got paid after 3 years. It's normally quarterbacks that get that, i.e. Lawrence style. Yeah, so those things don't normally happen to wide receivers. So Jets were playing the smart game. They're getting them now, knowing that he's probably going to go off when he has a real.
Yeah, they don't have to reset the market down the line, do they?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to mess around with it, later on, thinking, it's going to be another one where we've got to hold out and this and that, the other. No stress, no dramas. It's done. Yeah, because don't forget that's a 4-year extension, isn't it?
Yes, 4-year extension. So basically, it's 6 years.
Yeah. He's got a 6-year deal right now. This guy's going to stay at the Jets for a long time. So they played it smart because they knew that he would probably set the market at some point if he plays up to his potential.
Plus, you've got 2 years. You've got 2 years now to pay him on his current deal, and it's
that's
like,
what I mean.
That's
what I'm saying. That's an extension. So his last year's of his rookie deal, and that's going to be the next 2 years.
Exactly.
Because you are going to take a 50-year option. You are going to do that because it's cheaper per year than his contract is. So, it's just smart business. Smart business from the Jets there. We're leaving ourselves wide open. I understand the age concern. I understand that with Terry. I understand it. I've been, why I wouldn't go more than say that 32, around that time because that's. His age. His age is going. I know he's not been showing signs of slowing down, and they probably won't this season. Maybe even next season, might be still the same old Terry that we know. But at some point, it's going to get you, and that's the reason why it's like, when's it going to happen to him, and you just don't know. So that's the if buts that you're going to play with when you think about it as a GM and as DQ. So it's all these things, man. It's a hard one. I say if Terry was 2 years young, if he was 28 going into this now, you'd be getting the big dollar, 35 mil a year probably. At least. Challenging those dudes at the top of the echelon, but I'm going to say it's going to be that kind of around that kind of figure, that kind of 90 mil guarantee, 100 mil guarantee, depending on how many years you're going to do it over.
Yeah, I mean, Scott G is saying I'd speculate the hang-up is years versus dollars. I agree. And Rod said the same thing earlier. It's probably about the years of the deal rather than the money. I don't think it needs to...
I mean, you don't know which way... But again, you don't know which way it's going. I mean, we're all assuming that Terry's wanting a 4-year extension, which means he's got 5 years left on his contract. Mm-hmm. You don't know that. You might go, well, actually, I want 1 extra year, because then I can still get paid in 2 years' time and still be at a high level. But you don't know. I mean, you don't know what he's actually asking for and what he's wanting. You know what I mean? So, and this is why it's all ifs and buts and whatever's. This is the problem.
It will get done. I still think it'll get done. I'm still really confident. I'm not even worried about it. It
should get done. And if it doesn't get done, there's going to be some backlash, like some serious backlash here.
Yeah.
Yes, there's going to be some guys, as in fans, will go, Terry would have signed a new deal. Fuck Terry, let him go, right? No one's bigger than the team and the club and all that. Yeah. Now, there's going to be some fans like that. But most fans should know that, the true fans really recognise what he's been for us, even through the shit. He's had the shit of the shit. And now he's finally got something good, and now they're trying to dick him with lowball him. Nah, that's not cool, man. That's not cool.
It's not.
So, I'm all on the Terry train. I still want him. I mean, he said it was a 33 mil deal. Even 35, I'd say shit, that's a bit high, but I mean, what's 2 million per year? If that's a difference, 35 or 33. See what I mean? So it depends where they're at.
And as seamless as it is, James's question is exactly what we're about to talk
Yeah, we're
about.
going to talk
So
about that.
you literally just rolled into it. So that was a seamless link, James. Thank you for that. We'll bring that back up in a second. So yes, let's get into that next talking point from the news. Second round picks in the NFL not signing their contract. I'll read you a little bit of an article just for about a minute or so, Scouts, and then we'll go from there. So the Houston Texans started this off. So they disrupted the NFL's rookie contract structure when they fully guaranteed a second round draft picks deal, triggering a league-wide standoff that's left currently 28 out of the 32 second round picks unsigned as training camp begins. On May the 8th, the Texans signed wide receiver Jaden Higgins to a fully guaranteed 4-year, $11.7 million contract as the number 34 overall selections. Higgins became the first second-round pick to sign since the 2011 rookie wage scale was implemented to receive a complete financial protection which is normally reserved for first rounders. The Browns, then the good old Browns again, Scouts, they quickly followed suit by signing linebacker Carson Wessinger, who is 33rd overall, to a fully guaranteed $11.8 million contract the following day. The two signings froze negotiations across the league, with agents representing the remaining 30 second-round picks now requesting increased guaranteed terms. And since then, two more have signed, but they have not signed guaranteed deals. Over the past 14 years, the NFL's rookie wage scale has been predetermined of contract values that are linked to draft position, leaving guaranteed amounts mostly negotiable. First-round contracts are fully guaranteed, but second-round picks typically receive 2 to 3 years of protection. Since May, there's been little progress as individual players seek similar guarantees by organisations, and they remain concerned about establishment precedent for future drafts. In addition to this, while individual contracts are likely manageable for teams, the practice could extend to later rounds, which we don't want it to happen. And then the consequence of this is it has been in sharp focus for the last few days. Even the Texans, who signed the guy first off, they have got complications and a holdout from their other second round pick, which is Ariante Ursary, he's not signed, and he was the 48th overall pick.
Well, they made a lot to their own backs, didn't they? Eh?
So what they're saying here is what started at Houston as a bold move with Higgins has altered the negotiation landscape for second round picks across the league, and the standoff is now it's basically going to set a new tier until the next CBA is agreed. I mean, this is a fucking joke. I saw obviously Trey Amos not being signed, as James put into our chat just before there. I did see he put an IG post up saying, "Oh, what's going on here? Where's my money?"
Breaking news, mate. Breaking news. Skim Manda brings it up.
Oh, he just literally signed. Wow. Okay.
20 minutes ago.
Okie dokie. Well, we'll just shut up then.
Yeah, we'll just show
Fucking hell, man.
But yeah, he's just signed a four-year deal.
Nice.
Doesn't give me any specifics on the page that I'm reading it off, but. Amos is one of 7 picks now to agree terms in the last few days.
But there you go then. That says it all, doesn't it? So they must have just backed down then, a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think that was going to be one of the biggest. Once Terry thing was over, was going to be the Amos problem, because that was.
Cheers, Skinsmander.
Yeah, thanks for that, man. Yeah, and I think it's that. It's. Teams shouldn't be fucking around with the actual pay structure of the rookies. The reason why the structure's there in the first place is to stop rookies going, well, you know what? I want $30 million a year just coming out of college, because that used to happen. The first number 1 overall running back, at them days, they could negotiate what the fuck he wanted, and we're talking real pro contracts. We're not talking rookie contracts. We're talking real pro contracts, and that's what was happening. So, that structure was set in to stop shit like that and to make it a bit more fairer to the teams as well. So, stop fucking around with it. Bengals trying to fuck over Stewart.
Oh my god, that's wild. Yeah. That is absolutely wild. He's just literally gone back.
He's still getting dick. So
he's gone back to Texas A&M and he's just training with them, which is just completely mad. If he doesn't report to training camp by the end of training camp, I think how long has he got to wait till? He's got to wait till the 17th of August, and if he hasn't signed by the 17th of August,
Yeah, he
then
has to go back to college.
he's eligible to go back to college and to be redrafted in the 2026 draft.
Yeah.
Maybe it was all there. Maybe it was all there to say, I want to play for the Commanders.
Who knows? I mean, to be fair, he'd probably be, as long as he doesn't mess up in his last year in college, as in if he goes back in.
Yeah.
If he doesn't go shit or get hurt, then he should be another first round pick next year. So it's just So Bengals fucking out with contracts, messing up rookies there, not on. I think that's not cool at all, right?
No.
This is these guys' dreams to be in the NFL, and then you're trying to take the piss, as the club. Like, nah, you're being out of order. And then obviously the second round shit with the Texans kicking it off, which then forced the Browns to do it because that put pressure on them. Then, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit! So we had to sign our guy to fully guaranteed contract, which he did. And then obviously, I'm glad that the teams have actually held a nerve on this one because this one's a little bit again. But that's Texans' fault. Texans started that shit off. They should get punished for that shit, to be honest. Changing these contracts up because it is a blowback effect on everybody else. Every agent's looking around at every single player. What contract did he get? Did he get all 4 years? How much guarantee did he get? And that's their job. Look after their client, right? So they're going to try and get the best they can out of it. Now, obviously, Higgins is going to say, yeah, I want it fully guaranteed, sorted out. And he caved. He said, yeah, okay. But then knowing full well that'll fuck everybody else and themselves on the other second round pick that they've got.
Yeah, so, we can't get a contract.
It's stupidity. You got to understand. You set a precedent. You're going to start causing problems for everyone. Browns did it with Deshaun Watson originally.
Yeah.
Fucked everybody over. Fucked the QB market up for a long time, probably forever. So you've got to be smarter than shit like that. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be smarter than that.
You're right. Scott G's brought up a good point here. He's saying that I believe if he plays for A&M, Cincinnati keep his rights. And then he was saying he would have to sit out and not play in college to re-enter the draft. Fair enough. Stand corrected. I do know that he could re-enter the draft in 2026, but obviously I didn't know.
But he can't play. He can't play for anyone.
He can't play for the season. Yeah.
So he can play for A&M, but then Cincinnati.
No, he can't. Yeah, he can still go back to Texas A&M and play, or play in college. If he goes to college, Cincinnati hold his rights. I had a Google of that while you were speaking there, and that is correct. They'll still technically hold his rights because they drafted him out of college. So obviously,
I think they should lose that right though when you start fucking around with his contract.
So do I, man. I think it's ridiculous. But
they broke the contract law, not the player.
Yeah.
They did, so they should get punished for that shit. He doesn't want to sign it. He's not going to sign it. He shouldn't have to be able to keep his rights if he goes back to college because you're being a dick and not wanting to remove that little, two-line paragraph saying that we can give you any time for no money.
Yeah.
Then fucking see you later. No, they shouldn't get. I mean, teams start doing shit like that. They'll do it across the board. And I'm glad that Stuart stuck up for himself. He said, "No, fuck that." Because if I do that, what happens? Just with the show, with the second round up fully guaranteed, everybody else wants the same shit then. And that's what's going to happen. If he signed that deal, that'd be happening to every first rounder from now on for every team.
Yep.
It's not on, man.
Well, I don't think so. It depends what you do, what they're doing. What and I can't even remember what the exact wording was of Stewart's contract. To be fair,
it was not word for word, but it was you. We reserve the right of basically cutting you anytime we want, and it wouldn't cost us anything in the contract compensation. That's basically what it was. So, as any player is going to go, yeah, I'll fucking sign that, yeah. Fuck off.
With no guarantees whatsoever.
Yeah, no guarantees. If you're going to cut me after my first year, they're still going to get a big contract. Yeah? True. But you're going to cut me. You're going to cut me after first year because of whatever reason. You don't like me. I didn't play well enough. Blah 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 blah. But then you get nothing. You get cut like you got cut if you're on a 1-year deal. It's a load of shit. Nah.
I think it was. I thought it was really related to injury guaranteed money. I think you're right. If he was injured, he would be cut without any guarantees.
But the thing, so why would you even train then?
No, I know what you mean. But if you're playing, Because you're getting guaranteed.
I'll wait till the season starts properly, as in like the game starts. I'll turn up then, because before then, if I get hurt, you're gonna cut me for free. Nah.
Yeah, the contract. That's right.
See
the contract
what I mean?
offsets. That's what Scott G's saying here. The contract offsets if it's relating to injury guarantees. So if you were injured and
That's
you
not
went
his
on
problem.
IR and you couldn't play and fulfill.
I mean, what happens? I mean, what? Okay, yeah. But like extenuating circumstances happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for example, he was in a car crash and he's out for the season. All right, yeah. Get that. But then you want to cut the guy because he's got a really mangled leg or whatever the hell it is. There's an insurance thing, you can get out of it, yeah. But if it's like injury during training, matches, you know, all to do with the actual team activities, then that should be guaranteed, because you're putting your body on the line every single day when you at training camp or whatever. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm pleased with Stuart. No, I'm not being the first guy to get dicked on this. You know, I mean, I'm not always the player's advocate normally, me, but in this situation I am, man. Like, it's just not. It's just a wronging. It's the wrong dick. It's a dick move. It's a dick move from the Bengals, man.
I do agree with that. Quick one then. Scott G. Loki Loss has joined us. Thanks for being with us, bro. Scott G in fan questions. He said, as an edge rusher was signed, excluding Terry's contract, what is the next topics the fans will overanalyze and worry about? For me, Scouse, this to answer Scott's question, it's have you lost confidence in Adam Peters? That's exactly where we're going now. People will start questioning Peters, questioning the decisions of what the front office is doing. I still have 100% faith in AP. I think he's doing the right thing. Got no issues with him at all. I think that's going to be the biggest overblown topic that we're going to get into next, especially if Terry's contract keeps running to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, up until right now, I was going to mention the Trey Amos situation. That's why.
But that's done.
Everyone's going to overanalyze and go, "Oh my
God, cheers for letting us know, Nicky Javala. Thanks."
Yeah. So Javala killed off my answer to that one, but again, yeah, I think you're probably right. It's like, well, why hasn't this got done? What's the problem here? Who's letting it down? Who's letting the side down? Is it Peters letting Terry down? Is it Terry? Is it somebody else telling Peters what to do? You know, is it Harris? You don't know. You don't know all the ins and outs of it. This is why it's so frustrating, because we don't know anything. But it will be the one that will continue to be spoke about and overanalyzed up until whenever it gets done, if it all gets done. But we need to make a final decision, like you mentioned. We've got to find somewhere where this is the cutoff. If we can't get a deal done by this time, that's it. You know, we're trading them, or likewise the other way. So,
James Bell says we'll overanalyze Daniels if he doesn't have a huge first game of the season. Yeah, mate. I don't want to fly 5,000 miles again to watch us kick field goals. That was horrible last year. I really want to see a touchdown again, please.
I just want to see us win. That's for me.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. Would I be overanalyzing a rusty game?
No.
At the start of the season? No, I wouldn't. No, if we lost to the Giants at home, I wouldn't be happy. That'd be a problem. But I'd be overanalyzing the whole team. Wouldn't just be analyzing Daniels.
Yeah.
So it's for me. No, I don't think that's a big one. I wouldn't be overanalyzing it. Even if he had a bad game in that game, you know.
Yeah, Scott G says it's about 2 months away. Fans will go crazy about something. Yeah, you're right. What's going to come up next? What is going to come up next? That's very true. What is going to come up next? Obviously, our final question.
Something like that. Fuck.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. our final question is from Yam. Shout out to Yam. I hope you're well, mate. Keep fighting the good fight, buddy. He said, does the team getting older and being the oldest concern you? Why and why not?
Well,
obviously, it doesn't concern me either at all. And the reason it doesn't concern me is veterans.
As long as they can play.
Coming in, yeah.
As long as you can play at a high level, age is just a number.
Yeah,
that's the thing with it. Especially when you're looking at guys who are 1-year deals, you know, there's not a massive liability financially on those players. That's the reason why the Terry thing's a bit different. because we're talking about his age, and age is just a number, but it's different for him because he's wanting $100 million deal. It's a bit different than B-Wags at 34, 35 asking for 10 mil. I mean, it's a bit different, So, and a 1-year deal. So if it doesn't work out, then you can just let him go, and it doesn't cost you anything. So this is why that's why it's different for Terry, even though he's younger than those guys. If that makes sense. But for me, for me, it just tells me that we're trying to win now, and I think that's the right thing to do.
I agree with you, and maybe, Scott, going back to your question, and we can tie this in with Yams, maybe that's what both the media and fans are going to overanalyze now. Are we too old? Are we becoming the geriatrics of the league? We're looking at this league and saying, well, hold on, Debo's he's not young, but then at the same time, it's like Terry's getting older, you've got, Tunsil's getting older, you've got bloody Von Miller now, obviously, is pushing the age up. B-Wags,
there's loads of guys who are in the mid-30s now on our team.
Exactly. Exactly. But as you said, if they're playing at a high level, and there's nothing to say that Zach Ertz can't do that again. There's nothing to say that Bobby Wagner can't be the top tackler again this season. There's nothing to say that Von Miller isn't going to come in and get you a minimum the 6 sacks that he got last year. And that's good enough for me. As you said before, because George has obviously joined us, he is going to bring us. He's going to give us more leadership off the field. He's going to teach people, and he's going to bring a little bit more than we had. It's better than what we had this time last week, and that's all you can do.
It's an upgrade compared to what we had, but it was a glaring hole.
Exactly. Of course it was a glaring hole. Absolutely. And we've said that for weeks on here, that it's been a glaring hole. And, why didn't we address this at the draft? Me and you both looked at each other and went, well, that's not an edge rusher. What the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? It was like, okay. But it is what it is. I mean, I don't have a problem, Yam, back to your question, to say that the team is getting older. It doesn't concern me in the slightest. I think if they're put in the best positions, they stay healthy, they stay fit, touch wood, then, DQ can elevate this team. But I actually think the pressure is not on DQ at all, or Adam Peters. The pressure's on Joe Witt this season, man. He has got to start stepping up, mate. I know everyone goes, it's Dan Quinn's defence. Is it really? We've given this guy a coordinator job. It's his first coordinator job. And did he wow you with what he said?
The problem is you don't know. I mean, you like to think that Dan will try and stay back and be the head coach. Me and from what he did last time, he said he learned from his mistakes when he was at Atlanta. He was trying to do too much, etc. And maybe he is truly trusting Witt to be the true D coordinator, more than just you're just a namesake, and I'm going to take all the flack. Do you know what I mean? If it goes wrong, I'm taking the shit for you. You need to be stepping out and seeing and taking that flack if it does go wrong. Do you know what I mean? Last season, DQ was getting the shit for why are you so shit against the run. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, well, and then Witt was trying to pipe him a little bit. That's not good enough. He needs to be the overall head guy on defense.
Agreed. I didn't think we saw enough of him.
Yeah, and Dan Quinn shouldn't be even talking about the defense. Well, I mean, talking about defense, yeah, but what I'm talking about, he shouldn't be involved in it. He should be, look, mate, I'm the head coach. He's running the show of defense. Cliff's running the show on offense, and that's it. It's not my defense. It's Joe's defense. He should come out and say that, because that's just the media putting
the pressure
on himself. Yeah. He's not even being involved in it, or is he? This is it. You see, we don't know for sure. Now, of course, he's going to be there to help out and give some tips here and there, but it should be Joe Witt's defense. He's got to take the full responsibility for it. You can't have a guy above him. It's like having Andy Reid, isn't it? He's your offensive coordinator, or some random guy. You know who the hell he is, because he doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? So, it's one of them things. It doesn't work. So that's why you need to have that. You need to have that kind of separation. But DQ's got to say that straight away. He's got to say that in the off season now and say, look, this is how it is. This is how the structure really is. This isn't my defense. This is Joe's defense. You know what I mean? So
I agree with that.
He should, because he wants to protect him. It's his mate. You know what I mean? But
Scott G again is saying, my suggestion is that overreaction is the first time a DB gets beat in practice. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Additional question: What UDFA will fans fall in love with and think he's going to be great and can't be cut? There's always one every camp. Scott G. Vontrell Cypress, is it? He looks pretty good from what I've heard. There's quite a few UDFAs out there. I would have to look at who were the UDFA signings again, and maybe that's something we do for training camp for next week's show, mate. Is have a look at exactly who the UDFAs were from this year. I know we paid heavily for a couple, a corner and a wide and a tackle, wasn't it, or a guard? Can't remember his name.
Yeah, I think it was a lineman. Yeah, I remember who.
So,
I say at the moment it's a bit early for me, that one, because you just don't know. I've not done enough research on the UDFAs yet. So
I'd have to look at them.
It'd be nice to see when the training camp fully starts and who does stand out, because that's when we're going to start seeing these things. Who's going to be? Who's going to be? Oh, he looks decent. They should keep him. Those type of things. So. But if you're looking at kind of positions, there's only a few positions where there's space. If that makes sense, you really got to be. If you're one of those positions that you think we're good at, now it's we're okay, we don't need anybody else, and then you got to be outstanding to be able to even get a chance. So
it's going to be a lot tougher this year for a UDFA to make the team, that's for sure. Unless you're going to specials, you know what I mean, and you stand out on specials, and someone like Larry Izzo says, "Hey, I really like this guy. I'm going to stand on the table for him," like they kind of did with Yankov last year. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be really, really difficult if you are an undrafted free agent to make the team. And so it should be, really. That's kind of where we want to be.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're only as good as your weakest player.
Exactly.
As in the weakest player who has to play. You know what I mean? You're only as good as that, because teams come after you. They know you're the third string corner. They've got all fourth string corner. You're gonna get targeted. You're gonna get abused.
Yeah.
It's just facts. Why would I throw it to Sauce Gardner when I could throw it to fucking St. Ghost?
Benjamin St. Just.
See what I mean? What I mean? I'm going to target St. Ghost all day. That's exactly what you're going to do. So,
I swear to you, that Steelers game where Russell Wilson got in the huddle and went, he looked up and went,
we're going
25's in the game. That's where we're going. You just knew, didn't you? You just looked and was like, yeah.
No, there was lobbed up in the air. You burned them. This is that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's.
Shout out to George from Guyana. I think that's Ghana. It's Guyana. So shout out to you, mate. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, Tiger team trading him for Tyreek Hill. I don't know about that, mate. Would you want Tyreek Hill?
Not sure.
Would you want Tyreek Hill for Terry?
No.
You think I think he's a year or 2 years older than Terry?
And it's a no from me. I mean, he's got speed, which is great, but he's not. He is a diva as well, but he's not. He's not got the contested catch radius or rates that Terry's got. So,
and the thing is with Tyreek as well, he's one of them guys, and he's like a Debo, really. His best was when he was playing for KC.
Of course, it was.
And it was the short. It was the short game. It was dink and dunk. It was between him and Debo. Not Debo. Him and similar to Debo style, but not obviously didn't play together. And basically just, let him take it to the house. Just try and get him 5 yards of space and you torture. That's basically how it was. Now it's like, nah. You know what I mean? Like now, I don't think Tyreek's speed scares you anymore like it used to. So
that's interesting. They're the same. George says they're the same age, 29 or 30, just about. So, yeah, I thought Tyreek was like 30, 32, but maybe I must be wrong. I thought Tyreek was Ayuk for Terry.
Tyreek is 31 right now, mate. 1st of March he was born. So he's 31 now. Terry won't is 29 right now. All right, so there's a 2-year gap there. All right. So what you're saying there, Terry for Ayuk. Now, obviously, this is one that if Rod was listening to some of our things a while back.
Yeah,
Rod probably was listening to our pods. That I was like, I'd do if I had to, type of thing. Now the thing is now things have moved on. now that A blew his ACL, I probably wouldn't want to go near it.
You just don't know, do you?
You don't know. It's going to take him a year to get back properly. So next year, you won't expect him to do much, really. It'll be the year after when he really explodes. That's when you'll start seeing him do the business. So, but we need to win right now, this year. Do you know what I mean? So that's why for me, it's a no. Even though Ayuk is younger and the contract's already been done, 30 million a year, and it's done, isn't it? With Ayuk, but and Ayuk is younger. So again, there's pros and cons.
And he's Bessie mates with Jaden, so it's helpful.
Yeah, and he's Bessie mates with Jaden. Yeah, so again, those things could happen if. But again, I just can't see it. I can't see the Niners wanting to trade him because right now the cap hit would be massive, and then they're going to pay Terry.
Oh, yeah,
this wouldn't make sense for them to do that. So I don't think that's going to happen.
All right, well, I think that just about does us. Thanks, everybody in the chat, as always, for joining us. We appreciate you. If you're listening to this pod, thank you for subscribing and listening to it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We're on our way up to 500, so we appreciate you being with us. We'll be on the same time next week, mate, next Thursday. We'll give it a whirl, see what's happening. Hopefully by then we've got a Terry deal signed, sealed and delivered, and we can talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, join us next time, and thanks, Scouse, for being with me as always, mate. Appreciate you.
Good, man. Always good to hang out. Bye.